Hello friends, a warm welcome to this video lecture. Today we are going to learn one of the important functions of management, directing. In this video lecture, we are going to see various functions of management and its definitions, various definitions of directing, why the directing is so important in the management, and what are the key elements of directing. By the way, I am Dr. Ahmadullah, Assistant Professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, working for Government College of Engineering, Srirangam. The unit 4 of Principles of Management is directing. This particular unit is made of the following topics: foundations of individual and group behavior, motivation, motivational theories, motivational techniques, job satisfaction and job enrichment, leadership, types and theories of leadership, communication and process of communication, barriers in communication, effective communication, and communication and IT. These are the chapter outcomes. Upon completion of this chapter, the student will be able to explain the theories of motivation and leadership, demonstrate the effective communication to manage a group of individuals for fulfilling organization goals. Before directly getting to the function direction, we would like to brush up various functions of management. There are two widely accepted definitions for the functions of management. One is provided by Luther Gulick. According to him, the various functions comprises of a keyword called POSCORB, POSDCORB. Here each letter stands for each function. The letter P stands for planning, O stands for organizing, S stands for staffing, D for directing, CO for coordination, R for reporting, and B for budgeting. The other widely accepted definition for the functions of management is provided by Coons and O'Donnell. According to them, the very functions of management is comprises of 5 different functions: planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. The first 4 functions are similar by the definition provided by Luther Gulick. The last one, controlling, is the process where the coordination, reporting, and budgeting are coming to. We will see the definitions of each functions briefly. The first and foremost function is planning. It deals with chalking out a future course of action and deciding in advance to achieve the predetermined goals. Without any proper plan, it will be very difficult to reach the organizational goals, predetermined goals. So, planning is so important function. It should be carried out by the management. There is a saying, there is a proverb in English: if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. So, planning is one of the important activities in the management. The second most important function is organizing. Organizing, where the physical, financial, human resources are brought together to develop productive relationship amongst them for the achievement of organizational goals. The physical, financial, human resources encompasses men, material, money, methods, methodology, machineries. All these resources are brought together to achieve the organizational goals. The third functions of management is staffing. It includes recruiting, inducting, training, and placing a person for a particular job. That is, purpose of staffing is to put right man on the right job. The fourth function of management is directing. It deals directly with influencing, guiding, supervising, and motivating the subordinates for the achievement of organizational goals. The influencing comprises of 3 major elements, like the leader should provide leadership qualities, he should motivate, and he should be the very good communicator so that the subordinates can will willingly and enthusiastically work for the organizational goals. The fifth function is controlling. Here there will be a set of standards. The management or the manager will will see whether the performance activities are reaching these standards. The manager has to measure it. If any, during measurement, if he finds any deviation from the standards, he has to take corrective actions. It ensures organizations' resources are used effectively and efficiently for the achievement of predetermined goals. Okay. The fourth function, directing. This is heart and soul of the management. This is a life spark of an enterprise. Here, this is the process of getting work done. While other functions prepare a platform for action, directing or direction initiates action. It concerns the total manner in which a manager influences the actions of subordinates. The other definition or other functions is to deal with the steps a manager takes to get subordinates and others to carry out the stipulated plans. Why the directing function is so important? Because it initiates action, it integrates efforts, motivates employees, provides stability to the organization, and copes up with the changes and utilizes the resources effectively. We will see one by one how it is initiate action. Every action in an organization is initiated only through management by directing. The manager directs the subordinates about what to do, how to do, and when to do. Therefore, if the subordinate knows these things, the subordinate can work enthusiastically towards the organizational goals. Yes, it integrates efforts. The directing integrates the efforts of all the employees, all the subordinates, and the departments through leadership and effective communications towards the accomplishment of organizational goals. This function integrates all the departments so that everybody will contribute to the success of the organization and to reach the organizational goals. Directing aims to motivate employees. Motivation is so important because people always demotivate. The management or the leader has to motivate the subordinates to get their best. The manager has to motivate them by offering them financial and non-financial incentives to improve their performance. If the manager provides any rewards or awards, the subordinates willingly work for the company to reach the organizational goals. Yes, it provides stability by it develops cooperation and commitment among the employees and creates a balance among the various departments and groups. Therefore, there will be a stability in the organization, and therefore it will be very easy to reach the organizational goals. The fifth one is coping up with the changes. Changes are bound to come. Employees have a tendency to resist any change of any kind of change. This is the normal tendency of any employee, any person per se. A manager through motivation, communication, and leadership skills, he can make the employees to understand what is the nature of change, how to tolerate the change, how to overcome the change. So therefore, the manager should be the catalyst to motivate the employees and subordinates. The last important function is utilization of resources effectively. It involves defining the duties and responsibilities of every subordinate clearly, thereby avoiding wastages, duplication of efforts, and utilizing the resources effectively and efficiently. The resources, once again here, men, material, money, machinery, methods. So that is why the directing is so important. It provides all these 6 important functions. Now we'll move on to various elements of directing. The following are the 3 major elements: motivation, leadership, and communication. A manager or the leader should motivate their subordinates because the people used to be reluctant for any change, for any additional work. So the manager has to be an effective motivator. He should motivate the employees or the subordinates towards the organizational goals, so that by providing any rewards or awards, any monetary, non-monetary benefits, so that the employee will get motivated. There are various definitions of motivation. There are various theories of motivation. We will see the different theories of motivation in the subsequent classes. Like leadership, the manager should lead from the front. The others, then only the others can follow his footprints. The leadership, there are different types of leadership: authoritative leadership, democratic leadership. So how the leadership provides impetus for the directing, we'll see in the next classes. The manager should be a very good communicator. He should avoid any jargons, he should avoid any miscommunication, so that the subordinate can easily understand and follow their instructions. There are various barriers to the communications. There are chances of miscommunication. The leader should avoid these barriers and miscommunication, so that the subordinate can easily get what the manager wants to say. Accordingly, the employee can work for the company. That's all for this class. These are some of the references I follow. Thank you. The rest of the things we will see in the next class. Thank you.